Hashtag after the resurrection, the dawn of a new era. Hashtag introduction. The resurrection of Jesus Christ, a cornerstone of Christian faith, marked not an end, but a profound new beginning. Following his miraculous return from the dead, Jesus spent 40 days interacting with his disciples and numerous followers, imparting final teachings, commissioning them for a global mission, and ultimately ascending to heaven. These pivotal events laid the foundation for the early Christian church, transforming a small group of bewildered disciples into a dynamic movement that would eventually reshape the world. This documentary explores the extraordinary period immediately following the resurrection, examining Jesus' post-resurrection appearances, the Great Commission, the Ascension, and the nascent stages of the church's formation. Hashtag the empty tomb and first appearances. The narrative of Jesus' resurrection begins with the discovery of an empty tomb on the first day of the week. Mary Magdalene, along with other women such as Mary the mother of James, Salome, and Joanna, were among the first to arrive at the tomb, finding the stone rolled away and the burial place empty. It was to Mary Magdalene that Jesus first appeared, initially mistaken for a gardener before revealing his true identity. As the other women hurried to inform the disciples, Jesus also appeared to them, reinforcing the reality of his resurrection. Later that day, two disciples, Cleopas and another, encountered Jesus on the road to Emmaus. Unaware of his identity, they walked and conversed with him as he expounded the scriptures, only recognizing him during the breaking of bread. This period also included a significant, though less detailed, appearance to Peter. These initial encounters served to confirm the physical reality of the resurrection, dispelling doubt and sowing the seeds of renewed hope among his closest followers. Hashtag appearances to the disciples, the 40 days. Over the course of 40 days following his resurrection, Jesus made numerous appearances to his disciples, solidifying their faith and preparing them for the mission ahead. On the evening of Resurrection Sunday, Jesus appeared to 10 of his disciples, Thomas being absent, in a locked room in Jerusalem. He showed them his wounds, offered them peace, and breathed the Holy Spirit upon them, commissioning them to forgive sins. 8 days later, Jesus appeared again to the disciples, this time with Thomas present. Thomas, who had famously doubted the resurrection, was invited to touch Jesus' wounds, leading to his profound confession, "My Lord and my God." Another significant appearance occurred by the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus appeared to 7 disciples fishing. After a miraculous catch of 153 fish, Jesus shared a meal with them and reinstated Peter, commissioning him to feed my sheep. Perhaps one of the most impactful appearances took place on a mountain in Galilee, where Jesus met with the 11 disciples and potentially over 500 other brethren simultaneously. During this gathering, he delivered the Great Commission, a directive that would define the future of his followers. Hashtag the Great Commission and Ascension. The Great Commission, as recorded in Matthew 28 verses 16 to 20, was Jesus' definitive instruction to his disciples. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always, to the end of the age. This mandate transformed their focus from a localized Jewish movement to a global mission, calling them to spread his teachings and establish his church throughout the world. 40 days after his resurrection, Jesus led his disciples to the Mount of Olives. There, he was taken up into a cloud and ascended into heaven, a moment witnessed by his disciples. As they gazed skyward, 2 angels appeared, assuring them that Jesus would return in the same manner he had departed. The ascension marked the culmination of Jesus' earthly ministry and the beginning of the disciples' independent mission, empowered by the promise of the Holy Spirit. Hashtag the birth of the early church, Pentecost. Following Jesus' ascension, the disciples, along with Mary, the mother of Jesus, and other followers, gathered in Jerusalem, awaiting the promised Holy Spirit. 50 days after the resurrection, on the Jewish festival of Pentecost, a transformative event occurred. The Holy Spirit descended upon them, appearing as tongues of fire and enabling them to speak in other languages. This miraculous outpouring of the Spirit empowered the disciples, fulfilling Jesus' promise and marking the official birth of the Christian Church. Peter, emboldened by the Spirit, delivered a powerful sermon to the astonished crowds gathered in Jerusalem. His message, proclaiming Jesus as the resurrected Messiah, led to the conversion and baptism of approximately 3,000 people that day, signifying the rapid growth and expansion of the nascent church. Hashtag later appearances and enduring legacy. Even after his ascension, Jesus continued to impact individuals, most notably Saul of Tarsus. A zealous persecutor of Christians, Saul encountered the resurrected Jesus in a blinding light on the road to Damascus, leading to his dramatic conversion and transformation into the Apostle Paul, a pivotal figure in the spread of Christianity. The events following Jesus' resurrection, his numerous appearances, the empowering Great Commission, the awe-inspiring ascension, and the dynamic birth of the Church at Pentecost, collectively established the foundational tenets and trajectory of Christianity. They provided irrefutable proof to his followers of his victory over death, instilled in them an unwavering faith, and equipped them with the spiritual authority and guidance to propagate his message across the globe. This period, therefore, represents not just a series of historical occurrences, but the very genesis of a faith that continues to inspire and transform billions worldwide.